What's going on, guys? We're back. Welcome to the Real Chatter Podcast. I'm your host, Je-Ree, and this is
Ashley Sheree. Hi,
my
everyone.
girl. We were off last week because Ashley had plans, and I was like, I'm not going to by myself. But you guys had the interview, but yeah, welcome
Oh
back.
yeah. Now we want to be nice outside when I get back home. I was in Jamaica, y'all. If y'all watch Soap Bar, you already know. So
Yeah,
yeah, had a great, fun, drunken time. I must admit.
love it. I know. I would. Well, I'm gonna have to join y'all on Soap Wire because I don't want to talk about the soaps here because that is the Soap Wire podcast. But I'm like, I'm loving Beyond the Gate, so I'll just say that I'll join you guys one day
You
when
have
recording.
to.
Yeah, and we'll
Oh,
talk.
before we really get into it, I want to shout out Mercy Miller, who was on Days of Our Lives. She played Abigail Devereaux Demira. She was actually on the pit. And I was looking and I was watching her episode and I was just like, is that her? And I saw someone tweet about, Marcy Miller being on it. She did a great job. It was the episode where the young child died who was saving her sister from the
Oh God, she
pool.
was the mom.
Yes, she was the
Oh,
mom.
she was on. She was the original Abigail on Days of Our Lives.
Well, yeah, they always swap back and forth
Yeah.
between her and, Kate Mansi. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Because the girl from 90210 is on there now, right? But she pretended to be Abigail or
Yeah, she
whatever.
pretended to
Okay,
be
yeah.
Abigail. Yeah, Anna Lynn or some whatever
Yeah,
like
Anna
that.
Lynn
Yeah,
McCoy.
the
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
reboot, the reboot. Yes, the
Hmm.
reboot of 90210. Because I had to think about that. I was like, how I am with
The
my
reboot,
like,
the reboot, the CW
yeah.
version. Yeah.
Because don't get me started on Brenda and freaking Dylan. Okay,
Girl, I
that's still a sore spot.
vaguely remember watching like 90210 Melrose Place because we were a little bit younger, but I
Yeah, we
really,
were.
yeah, I vaguely just like remember it being on, but I wasn't like into it, which is
Oh,
weird
I
for
was
me.
so into it, especially at one point in time. I remember when we had three-way and me and my friend from elementary school, we would call each other in commercial breaks. Did you see that? Yeah, girl, I saw that too. Oh, girl, it's coming back on. Oh, coming back. Okay, bye. Like that was like our thing. I just used to love teen soap
Mhm.
operas. So literally it was like 90210. 90210 got canceled, then Dawson's Creek came. When Dawson's Creek got canceled, then One Tree Hill came. So I was able to like bam, bam, bam. Like those three were like my shows. I have favorite episodes that I continually watch till this day. Brenda and Kel, oh, is it Brenda and Dylan belong together, Kelly and Brandon, and nobody can tell me anything else, you
You know,
know?
it's so crazy because Dawson's Creek, the WB had a chokehold on me. Dawson's Creek, Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
Yes.
all the fuck, whatever shows on WB, I was watching, right? And it's so funny that you name those shows and all those shows. I'm about to get a little bit political, but it just pisses me off. All those shows are white shows. They're white shows,
Yeah.
predominantly white. And that's all we had. So when we
Yep.
ask or say, like, we just want to be included, DI, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that's all we
Hmm.
mean because we
That's
only
all we
reference we ever had was y'all. Y'all own everything.
own everything. And if you really want to talk about it, I vividly like remember certain episodes because on 90210, Vivica Fox, she had a
Mhm.
limited role. She was there. If I go to Dawson's Creek, to Mr.
Bianca
Green with
Lawson.
Love, and Bianca, Wilson was in that episode and her father was the principal, and then he got, obviously he got fired. And then if I want to go to One Tree Hill, Mika Fox, I believe was her name, and she was actually supposed to be on there too for a little bit, and they were talking about a spinoff that didn't even come to existence when Lucas went to like a visit in Texas. Back, like I could go on and on because I
Mhm.
remember the black people who were there,
But
even
there
if
was
we're,
so few and far between on those T shows.
yep,
I mean, the WB still had like the Wayne's brothers, but
mm-hmm,
sister, whatever. But those were the black shows. But if you wanted it in your teen, those were comedies. If you wanted it in your teeny drama, it was like
you
one little black person on this episode. Next season, one little black person on this
Yeah,
episode.
yeah, like a little sprinkle,
Yeah, a
and
little
then they started
sprinkle.
to take away. You had one on one, and then they took that away. Like you had Moesha. Then that was
All
going out there
comedies. That's what I'm saying.
for
All comedies. We did
comedies.
not have
Yep,
drama. We did not have drama, and we
nope,
weren't
not at
really
all.
allowed. Felicity had the one black girl. She didn't last the whole series run,
No, she didn't. She
but she
wound
was
up
on it.
leaving. I believe
She wound
Tandy
up leaving.
Miller. She played
Yeah.
everything. She wound up leaving. So yeah, that was crazy. Like when you really think about it, and this is why we talk about inclusion. Because I mean, there's actually you don't have no Latinos, no Black people, no Asians
And we
either.
had to what? We had to relate to those characters and put ourselves in those characters when we were teenagers and like, oh yeah, all this drama, the school drama. So
Hmm.
when people get mad and they be like, oh my God, the Little Mermaid is black, like how am I supposed to relate? Bitch, we had to relate all our lives to y'all
All our
characters.
lives, you couldn't tell me I wasn't gonna marry somebody named Eric. You couldn't tell me
I
it
was
wasn't gonna
just
happen.
telling my daughter, low key, probably why my husband is right. Like on my posters, I had black people too, but like, I was obsessed with like Brendan Fraser growing up. I was obsessed with,
Oh, Roswell.
yeah, those were just the characters we had. Like if
Yeah,
it was,
those were it.
yeah,
Yeah, like for me too, it was I don't think I really like vibes with anyone from 90210. I just had couples, but when it came to Dawson's Creek, nobody could tell me anything about Joshua Jackson. That was my boo. That was my boo.
right,
I wanted to name my child Joshua. Like,
right.
I ain't got no
Uh,
kids. So.
that was a little jokey joke about my husband, but yeah, like so that's why I was like, those are the guys that they were like, these are the teen guys on the teen
Mhm.
magazines. We had our black teeny bopper magazines too, but like
Yeah. But I feel
sports
like that was
media,
all music. You know what I'm saying? It
yeah.
wasn't really like actor based. So like of
Mhm.
course we grew up with B2K. So like that was like I
Girl, you couldn't tell me and Fizz wasn't meant to be the.
look at him now. For me, of course, it was J Bug. Like I love
Yeah,
me some J
I
Bug.
like the Morion too.
Yeah.
And there was a boy in my school like who had cornrows and box braids in the back. I'm not gonna say his name because we're still friends, but a crush on him or whatever. And we whatever, and it didn't work out. But it's like, oh boy, I could. That boy to me was like my Morion. B2K was
Girl, oh my goodness, yeah, love them so much. And
hot.
getting that Millennial album, you can tell me
I went on the
nothing.
Millennial tour with my friends. I lost my voice that night. I got to see him in concert. B2K.
Yep, it was so great.
Oh my God. But yeah. Uh
Memories. Here we go on a tangent.
I
We
know,
just
but
keep,
I
I
want to say,
mean,
you know what else I watched this weekend? Because I don't know how he popped into my mind or what came up or something. Um, or maybe it was just Aaliyah. And I was like, I gotta watch Romeo Must Die. Like I have not watched it in
oh,
so long. So I watched Romeo Must Die again. And at the end of that movie, they don't kiss, which you expect them to kiss. Right.
yeah.
And I was like, that's so weird that they wouldn't, obviously they are the love interest, that they wouldn't kiss. I was like, let me do a little bit of research.
Oh, shucky duckies.
So they filmed two versions. They filmed the version that we see in the movie where they just hug it out, and then they filmed an actual kiss. And so apparently the kissing scene did not test well with
Oh.
audiences. So they went with the hugging scene. And it didn't test well in Asian markets and it didn't test well in urban markets, apparently.
Hmm.
So I was like, that's interesting. I don't think, or they said the urban market may have been indifferent. I don't know. But I'm like, I don't think we really cared. I can see why the
Yeah,
Asian market
no.
back in 2000, the movie came out in 2000, may have been like, we're not into this interracial stuff. Like, or we're
Yeah.
cool with it, but I don't want to see them kiss. Like, just hug, just let it be implied that they are now a
Hmm.
couple. And I just thought, oh, that is so fucked up because
It's always something, it's always like an issue. And it's not like interracial couples don't exist. I feel
right.
like I think social media has allowed it to become more prevalent though,
Mhm.
and more in your face than what it used to be. And it's just not the black and white, it's not just
Yeah.
black and black and Latino. Now it's like black and Asian, white and Asian. Like you see a lot more different than I'm talking about South Asian
Yeah.
as well. So yeah.
I
It
just
allows
thought
you
it
to
was an
see
interesting
more.
tidbit. I know going off on a
Right,
tidbit
right.
because
I
now,
mean,
like, yeah,
we always do this, y'all.
I
Y'all
know
gotta love it. So it is what it is. You know
it
what
is
you
what it
get
is.
when you
We
come with
have
us.
conversations. It's just conversations. But
I
yeah,
know we had a good time.
we have a good time. But talk about the pits.
Yes, girl.
Oh, I'm so mad because now we have to apologize to Santos ass because she was right about Landon fucking taking drugs. He's a fucking junkie.
I mean, like I did like that it was a question. For me, it was a question. I couldn't tell if he was, a druggie or if he wasn't, pardon my French, like if he was an addict
Sorry,
or
I didn't.
not.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
So
not the right
like,
term.
yeah, so I'm like, ooh. But I not your face.
Y'all know what I mean? Please don't cancel me. Didn't they say? Did they call him that? Maybe they didn't call him that.
Probably not, but you said something. He said something, but it was a good twist, and I didn't expect it to happen the way it did. But it was good. I was like, oh snap, like it was true. So really like, oh, she was like right. Like all her suspicions were essentially validated. And everybody at first was looking at her like, no girl, you wrong. Especially the woman doctor.
Yeah, she's
Um
back. She's back next week because you're gonna try and tell her what happened. She's like, I don't want no parts of that. Yeah, in the preview, in the little
mm,
preview for next episode. What's her name? The one that she stabbed in the foot. It's so many
yeah.
characters, like
It's
beyond Gates. I can't remember everybody's names. Uh,
But Beyond the Gates is more easier for me to remember because like I watch it continuously
yeah,
versus like
this week to week, yeah.
yeah, the pit is week to week. If it's not like Robbie and Collins, the black doctor, I'm
Yeah,
like,
right. And Dana, the one that
yeah.
got punched in the face.
Oh yeah, Dana the nurse. Yeah, I
Hmm.
like her.
I like him too.
And now I feel like I know Mateo. He is fine. Ooh, that
I said in my review or online or something. I don't know. I was like, look, I would be like old girl too, the little girl doctor, the prodigy that is like fighting for her life, trying to get a date with him.
But the thing with that is, I didn't feel like she was asking. She said coffee. Like that
Yeah,
could be defined as like a friendship outing or get to know you,
I
not
think
really
he
like
knew
a
what it
date.
was.
Huh?
I think he knew what she was implying because
Oh,
it
okay.
looked like he got a little cockiness about him that like maybe all the nurses do be trying to fuck with him. And so he was just
But
like,
it's like
oh, wait.
subtle and still
Yeah,
sweet. So it's not like
yeah.
overbearing or aggressive. Like it's just like ugh, like you can't take it. He's just so adorable.
He's so
But I
cute.
don't think that doctor is really messing with him like that. I think they're just friends. I
They're
could be
friends,
wrong.
and he because she has said that she needs a babysitter. So I was like, oh, does he babysit that boy? Because how does he
Hmm.
know him so well?
Yeah, I
Maybe she was
didn't.
just asking him out after, like, come with like a family thing. And because
Yeah.
her ex was like, well, what does he have that I don't have? I was like, where did that come from?
Well,
But
he was high, so that's
he was high.
his real feelings came
Yeah.
out, and they're like looking and laughing. It was funny though.
It
It's like,
was,
oh, you really do feel some type of way,
yeah,
ha ha ha.
yeah.
Like,
That's what your ass get because he's annoying. But
yeah.
I think it is more of a friendship, at least from coming from her. Maybe he likes her and she's like,
Hmm.
get out here, little boy, or whatever. Like you and my son are like the same age.
Exactly.
But he is
That
fine. I'll be fighting for my life
is
too.
fun.
She's like, I like coffee or whatever the hell she said. I like ice cream. I was like,
She's
girl,
just so young
stay
and
cool.
she's so young and like you could tell like she doesn't know her left from her right when it comes, especially when
The
it comes to
men.
men. So
Yeah.
like it's so dorky and cute, I had to
Yeah.
admit. So yeah,
It is.
but
I
that
love the
episode
setup.
was good. That episode was good. Well, I mean, all the episodes of the pit are like usually good, but I don't know. It feels like it's been steadily getting better within like each week, I have to say.
Yeah, and then like I said, the preview for next week, Robbie is in an ambulance crying, and I think Collins is consoling him. So I'm like, when's he gonna find out
Mm.
about the baby? And then it looks like maybe Dana's like she's over this shit, and she's like, I'm tired of this shit. Like I'm getting beat up, and we just trying to fucking help.
Yeah, I would be over it too to get punched in the face like that. That was
Yeah,
crazy. If that person doesn't make a comeback, I'll be very surprised. I will, because usually things like that, they always come back. They
yeah,
always come back.
yeah.
So
They gotta
like,
get his ass. They gotta get their lick back because that was
yeah,
fucked up.
that
And
was so crazy.
I'm sorry when the lady from upstairs came downstairs and he threw her in.
Yes,
He's
and
like,
he
well, why
like
don't you tell them
slicked
why you
away.
went and hired security? I had asked you to hire security, and then he just started
And then
backing
he's
away.
like, "What about us? Do you know? Like, do you want what happened last time when we went on strike? What do you mean? All right, but it's not it." Look, he was like, This is
Like,
when I
and she
succeed."
called him too. She was like, "What wait a minute." He
She
was
like looking
out.
like, "Oh no, where did he go?"
This show is so good. And then I don't know if y'all, Dr. Odyssey came back, Grey's Anatomy came back, a lot of shows
Oh,
came back.
watch Grease. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not caught up, but what was it good? I honestly forgot because they've been off for so long. I was like, oh my God, the show's came
It's like literally been off, I feel like since October. It was probably November
November.
because November
Yeah.
sweeps, but
Yeah.
it's been so long. I did like the episode. For me personally, I thought that they probably would have killed them twins. Loki. I'm kind of happy that they didn't.
Okay.
So it wound up being okay. And then her and Link had like a crucial conversation too because she is making all the decisions, leaving him out, and then of course like now with that scare. He was against her having a procedure, but she needed it. And Bailey really was like, she needs you. It's like you need to like calm down and hear where she's coming from because she's scared.
Mhm.
So that I did appreciate that. After being in the convenience holdup thing, Lucas tried to act like he was okay, but he really wasn't.
Of course.
And essentially almost had like a meltdown, but like Bailey's husband was able to kind of like pull him back together. So that was good. Owen's about to cheat, but that's normal for Owen. So
Oh, I get sick of Owen. Owen will sit there, like, God forbid you cheat on Owen. It's the
it's
end
the
of
end
the
of the world.
fucking world. But this man will cheat too. He cheated on Christina, and she never
Hmm.
cheated on him.
ever. Christina's the love of his life. I don't care what nobody
Yeah,
says.
that's the love of his life. That is the love
Mhm.
of his life. Owen is the biggest hypocrite. I can't even
Yep.
with Owen, bro.
Yep. Yeah, he's about to cheat. He was about to kiss someone, they didn't. So you know that they'll be coming back to that. Like, but I always felt like him and Teddy didn't match with me. Like I always felt like
Her
they do nothing for me at all.
no chemistry. It's just like they're supposed to be together because she's been crushing on him since Christina. That doesn't make
Mm,
any fucking sense.
At all. At all.
He,
They
him
don't
and
have
Amelia.
it.
Yeah.
But but the thing is, Owen doesn't have it with anybody but Christina, if I'm keeping it a buck.
For real. That's
Like,
the truth. It's the
like
truth.
nothing really works with him. Like I don't crave to see him with anybody but Christina, if I'm being honest. So there's that part. So yeah, like it was a to me it was a solid episode. It wasn't like anything to write home about, but it wasn't like awful.
Grey's Anatomy is
Um
getting boring to me, especially with all these other medical dramas that are bringing it. And I'm just like, it's been on for 50, 11 years, bro. We could end it.
59 years.
Yeah, we could end this. I mean, we could end it and go and be happy. I don't know if it's gonna go out on a high note because it's been on for,
Yeah,
but all the stories are repeating, and none of the couples are like making me want to
fitting.
like, oh, gotta watch this. Even with the new
Yeah.
batch of interns and all that, I'm just like,
Yeah, people I the only couple that I see people really do like is Simone and Lucas.
And Simone and Lucas, which they're cute,
Yeah.
but I'm not like drooling like I was. Like I just needed Derek and Eric to stay together. Like I needed it.
I gotta
Like
have it. I get
I
in my
gotta
veins.
have it. Even when she begged him, I was like, "Oh, girl, stop."
Oh God.
Ah,
When you look back at that now, it's so cringe. Choose me. Like, no, girl. Choose self-respect, sister. Honey
right?
bunny.
Even
No.
I was gonna call her Meredith, but her real name, what's that lady's name? Ellen?
Ellen Pompeo. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Even I gotta up my like, knowledge for what
It's
we
a lot going on, girl.
I
Yeah, I
don't know. I
mean,
knew it was Ellen, but it just was on the tip of my tongue. Even Ellen had said, like, she was like, well, Meredith is the original pick me. She's like, I
yeah.
started that. And I was like, that's true. She is the original pick me girl. She
At
begged
least she
it.
knows.
At least she
Yeah.
knows.
She
I
has
felt
to
like they
know.
ended it when Derek died because it was like, nobody's going to top. They kept giving Meredith guys and it didn't work either. Because I was like, nobody's topping Derek, girl. Like,
Yeah, it just I mean like and that's just what it is. Low key, I think she should have been written off just because of the fact like nobody's gonna want to see her with anyone else. I'm gonna be honest, I'm indifferent to
yeah,
like Meredith and Derek. They weren't necessarily like my couple. I just really enjoyed just the show as a whole.
yeah,
That's
it
what it
was
was
just
for
so much
me.
better. Yeah, when Shonda was writing for it, because she doesn't write
Yeah.
for it anymore because all her focus is on Bridgerton. So yeah.
And I don't watch Bridgerton. I have no desire to. None. None. I'm sorry. I have no desire. I don't want to see it. I don't care to see it. I have not even watched the spinoff and like
Did my get like that? Girl, you I'm telling you, everyone that says I don't want to see it, you're going to fall in love with it. I'm telling you. I'm like that too with certain popular shows where everybody talks about it.
yeah.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah, and
Y'all
that's
always
what it
talking about it.
is.
Yeah.
And that's how I was with like Game of Thrones. But the thing with Game of Thrones, I did try it and it didn't hook me. So
Hmm.
then I was like, I don't know what everybody's talking
Yeah.
about. Da 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 da. And I
Yeah.
just went about my day. And then I was like, you know what, Ashley? Let's really get us a shot, watch a couple more episodes, and just really like lock in. And when a heifer locked in, a heifer locked in. You couldn't tell me nothing about Game
That
of
was
Thrones.
me. Well, it wasn't even that, not so much because everybody was talking about it. I watched it when it came on and I couldn't get past the incest thing. And then everyone was talking about it and I said, let me try again. And then, yeah, and then I was like, oh, wait, dragons? That's
hmm
so, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
and it was when Ned Stark died. That just turned the whole trajectory for me. I think we touched on this in the past, but that just messed up my brain chemistry because how in the first season you gonna kill the lead?
you're the lead. Yeah, I was shocked when he got his head chopped off. I was like,
And
whoa,
it was
okay, this is
season
different. I
one.
was like, this is a different show.
The
But
th-
let's talk about real fast since we're out of time. Doc was not new this past Tuesday, but we weren't here to
yeah.
talk about the last episode where her and Richard kind of like made up or whatever. And I'm like, oh, he's not bad again.
You gonna have to remind me, girl.
Yeah, so like they worked together because everybody else was out and they worked on this patient. I can't remember the patient details.
Oh yeah, and apparently they used to be friends at
They
one
were
point.
friends and he wrote a recommendation saying she should get her license back or whatever. She passed her boards. the husband and her had a conversation because the ex-husband found out about her and Jake, and he was like, remember he came to her house? And he was like, I don't really like this. And she was like, I
What?
get it. She's like, I get it, but okay.
You got a baby on the way,
You
and
got a
bam.
baby. I'm with the young guy. She's like, I understand. So I
Oh,
thought
and then
that was
that's
great.
when the nurse actually did it and looked
In
at
the
the
email. Looked at
files.
the file, I mean, and now she has the name. And so this week coming up, she gonna be like to Richard, well, what's this? And I'm like, yeah, I just made up. So of course she may start remembering who this patient
Hmm.
is. Good. Oh,
Ooh,
another great show.
such a great show. Yeah, that's right. Because of the joint, whatever that was this week that I refused to watch.
Yeah, that thing, whatever that guy was on, yeah. So all
Yeah,
the Tuesday shows were off.
yeah, a lot of the shows were essentially off this week. So, um, I did watch 911. Of course, it looks like it's going to kick off a serial killer.
I saw that.
So Jennifer Love Hewitt's character has been kidnapped, of course, and it really looks like, Bud's friend.
Did Eddie really move to Texas? Because I know the
I
Buddy
think Eddie
fans,
really is moving. I
the
know
Buddy
them
fans
fans
are
probably got to be
pissed.
pissed.
They
Oh
are
my
pissed.
God.
I don't want Eddie and Buddy together, or Eddie and Buddy, Eddie and Buck together. I have said it a million times. I like Buck and Tommy. I do not like Eddie as a couple. What is the chemistry they're seeing? Because I don't see it. And both of
And-
them now, they're in season 8. They kind of both got like bulked up, and I was like, that's
yeah.
some beefiness from batting each other.
But and I don't know, there was never any inkling about like, bisexuality or anything like that. So
Eddie,
like,
yeah.
yeah, for Eddie. So like it would be kind of like out of left field.
Hmm.
I could accept Buck because Buck is just just
Buck is Buck.
pre-phone. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's Buck. Like I could see that with him. But yeah, and also I really don't see the chemistry either. He did have chemistry with the other guy,
Tommy. Yeah.
Tommy. He did have chem with him, and I actually liked them together. I just don't see it with Eddie. Sorry,
I don't see
don't
Eddie
get me.
either. And then with that porn stash, I don't see it. I'm
Ah,
locked
oh
on
my
it.
God, I hated
I
that.
can't. I can't.
Oh,
And they will always do something to Jennifer Love Hewitt because that is like our generation scream queen. That girl can scream in her scary movies and stuff. So I feel like they always are just giving her because she is a good actress. She could
she really is.
cry, she could
Yep,
scream.
she
Like
do
she's really good.
everything.
She does everything. So I can see that happening. 911 is one of those other shows too that I'm kind of like, okay, I think it kind of ran its course. And then for
Hmm.
them to cancel Lone Star just to green light another
North
spot
Nashville.
in Nashville. I'm like, so you left a southern state for another southern state? I wanted Hawaii because I was like, that'd be kind of dope to see. I know they got rescue high surf or whatever, but those are lifeguards. So it'd be kind of cool to
Yeah.
kind of crime and stuff they got going on in Hawaii. Because I'm like, who's committing crime in paradise? So
Yeah, that's true. Or even like Alaska, somewhere just
I'm
like
like, yeah,
different and fresh, even somewhere in the Midwest. Like give us something else. I don't know, St. Louis. I don't know. Like
yeah, anywhere. New Orleans would have been, or New Orleans.
ooh, could you
That would have
imagine
been.
that?
Could you
Ooh.
imagine in
And
the
all the
French Quarter?
floods and the parties and Mardi
Yes.
Gras. Oh my
And
goodness,
that's
it
why
would
I
have
said
been so much.
Hawaii, because like, the first episode right there, volcano erupt. Like, I mean, they are always in a state of danger, shock attacks, all that stuff in Hawaii.
Yeah. Yeah,
So yeah,
that would have
oh,
been dope.
Nashville, I'm like, that's another country ass place, but okay.
Like, all right, buddy, sure.
Yeah, so
All
gonna be what,
right.
like singing on the show or some shit because Nashville's like the heart of like music scene or something.
Yeah, yeah, the country
Yeah.
part and
And I'm
all of
like,
that.
ugh. It's gonna be one black person just like in Lost.
I know, probably, oh God, if
Great,
they
or one
even
black
do
lady.
it, since
Yeah.
they got rid of DEI, they might not have anything. So be prepared.
Be all right. But Angela Bassett is a part of it, so I don't know. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Did you watch 1923? It's part of that Yellowstone
Uh-uh.
universe.
Mm.
Okay. Well, the Yellowstone fans will know I love you. I recommend that. It's on Paramount Plus. So there's two prequels to Yellowstone, which is funny because I don't watch Yellowstone, but I watch the prequels.
Oh, I
1883
watched
and
okay.
1923. Yeah, those are really good shows. Harrison Ford is on 1923 with Helen Mirren, and
Oh,
it
we
just
love
follows
her.
them in Montana and they're cowboys, and it's how they got to the farm before you get to Yellowstone with Kevin Costner. It shows his family and how they immigrated over here and how they got the farm and all the
So they
hardship.
literally have like two spinoffs at the same time. This is insane. And
It's
they're still
insane.
going on like 18 is still like
Well, 1883 finished. I don't know if they're going to do a season two, but this is season two of 1923. And there's that really fine ass man on there from that movie with Blake Lively. And he's a great guy, but he's fine. He's a cowboy. And I'm like, oh, I'm locked into him. Da, 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 da. And of course, his name is Spencer. And I'm like, ah,
Oh crap. Girl, get away from that damn name. I can't.
from Spencer's. But yeah, that's a good show. Suits LA. Did you watch that yet?
No, but I did
Okay.
watch Dexter Original Sin, and I never
Okay.
watched the original Dexter, and I actually it's kind of like quirky
Mm,
and weird, but it weirdly works. I think I watched it because hello, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and then even Christina Milian, Christian Slater is in it.
yeah, a lot of
So
people.
like I was following the story. I was definitely essentially really intrigued by the story. I'm about to get my dog. I think he on my couch, but sorry.
I'm looking at my notes because, like, I have to keep a notebook of all the reviews we have posted to JeReeReviews.com. And
hmm
shout out to us. Our site is growing, y'all. The views are growing. We added a new writer. His name's Robbie from the UK. White
Shout out
guy.
to
Shout
Robbie.
out to Robbie. Matlock. I was like, oh, we have like
Oh
two
my
minutes
God, I
left.
love Matlock. It was so good
Yeah.
with her sister Bitsy in town and everything
Yes.
like that. And I didn't realize like I had to watch two episodes because obviously I was away and then this I was like, oh snap. And I've been so engrossed in Beyond the Gates. I've been watching that like three
Yes.
times a day. So
Snopes are back.
yeah, toes are back. So
Um,
that was actually like good. I was like, oh snap. I
I'm
can't.
ahead of Matlock, so I don't know what episode has aired because when I'm ahead, I
The
just set
Easter
it.
one.
Okay, the Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was
yeah, yeah,
non
yeah,
the
yeah.
name and non, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Yeah. I'm like, I'm ahead, y'all. I don't want to speak on it, but it's good. I know
And
this next episode dropping this Thursday.
it's good, good. Oh,
Yeah,
can't wait.
yeah.
And Ghost too. I thought Ghost was a really cute episode. I thought that was so cute with her great grand
Her
niece or
great
whatever you want.
granny.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was
I
so
thought that
cute.
was so cute. And she hummed to show her a son that y'all should get married.
After she put her hand after she had old boy try to make it seem like the boy was cheating and it was his sister. Like
Sister. And then freaking Isaac's crush died on the property. Like, oh my God. The dinosaur stripper guy that he was so
that is
it's,
so crazy.
it's so crazy. I actually am ahead on that too, one episode, and I watched the episode. I just before I got on here watched the episode that's coming on Thursday. So you guys should tune in for that. It's gonna be another good one.
Oh, shucky duckies. Can't
Yeah.
wait to see
I
it.
can't wait. Yeah. So a lot of other shows coming out too. Like a lot. Like a lot.
A
Like I
lot
have
is
a list
happening.
where a lot is happening. But thank you guys so much. We actually was able to do a whole show and get through some shows and some extra
Yes.
talk. And I really, really appreciate you guys going to the site and watching and listening on Spotify and watching on
hmm
YouTube. It's growing. So thank you guys so much.
Yes. Please be listening to Soapwire as well and follow us on IG. Soapwire is soap_wire.
All right. We're out of here. Peace.
Bye.